In the endless white wilderness of Siberia, near the remote region of Irkutsk, a mystery was uncovered that continues to haunt the imagination of thousands around the world. It was a bitterly cold morning when a group of Russian soldiers were conducting a routine patrol across the frozen terrain. Among the snow and ice, one soldier noticed something unusual, a strange shape partially buried, its surface glinting faintly under the pale sun. At first they thought it was just debris or a frozen animal, but as they brushed aside the snow, horror struck them all. As they chipped away at the ancient ice, a form began to emerge from the blue depths. Lying stiff, half exposed, was a body unlike anything they had ever seen. The creature was small, disturbingly so, smaller than an average human, with a fragility that defied the harsh environment. Its skin was a pale greyish colour, with a faint sickly greenish hue, stretched so tightly across thin, elongated limbs that it looked almost translucent. The texture was smooth, unnatural, like polished stone cold to the touch. The head was the most jarring feature, unnaturally large and bulbous, completely out of proportion with its delicate frame. And its eyes, they were immense, wide and lifeless, two perfect orbs of black obsidian that seemed to swallow the light. They stared into nothingness, yet held a chilling depth, reflecting the soldiers' own stunned faces. A profound, unnerving silence fell over the men, a shared understanding that they had unearthed something that should have remained buried forever. One soldier, his voice trembling, finally broke the spell.
"This is not human, what is it?"
They quickly recorded the discovery on a phone. Though the footage was meant to remain confidential, the video leaked online within days, spreading like wildfire. Headlines across Russia shouted, "Alien body found in Siberia." Some dismissed it as a hoax, others as a deformed animal. But for many it was undeniable evidence of life beyond Earth. Villagers from nearby towns soon came forward with chilling testimonies. Several claimed that only days before, strange lights had illuminated the sky. One local hunter swore he saw a massive fireball crash into the forest, followed by a sound like thunder. He believed this body was no animal but the survivor, or the victim, of a crashed UFO. The Russian authorities wasted no time. They blocked off the site, moving the body to a secret military research facility. No journalists were allowed near the location, and official statements were scarce.
"An unidentified object is under investigation."
That silence only fueled the theories. The grainy footage spread like a digital wildfire. On obscure Russian forums and sprawling Reddit threads, a global community of amateur researchers mobilized. They weren't just watching, they were dissecting. Every pixel was scrutinized, every shadow enhanced, searching for the telltale signs of a hoax. But the more they looked, the more unsettlingly real it seemed. The creature's anatomy defied simple explanation, fueling a furious debate. Inevitably, comparisons were drawn to the Roswell incident. Digital overlays placed the Siberian creature alongside alleged images of the Roswell beings. The similarities were uncanny: the same bulbous head, large dark eyes, and frail, elongated limbs. Online communities dubbed it the Irkutsk incident, a chilling Russian counterpart to the American mystery, speculating that this was proof of a species that had visited Earth multiple times. For others, the discovery stirred a much older memory, the legendary Tunguska event of 1908. A cataclysmic explosion flattened 800 square miles of forest, yet no impact crater was ever found. For over a century, the event was rumored to be the crash of an extraterrestrial craft. Now, theorists proposed a terrifying connection. Was this creature a survivor of that century-old catastrophe? But what truly propelled the story into national paranoia was the official wall of silence. The secrecy itself became the evidence. Fearless opposition journalists, citing anonymous military sources, published explosive claims. They alleged the government wasn't just hiding one body, but several, and more importantly, the wreckage of a craft composed of materials unknown to science. These claims were terrifyingly corroborated by locals. Villagers near the alleged crash site reported a sudden suffocating military presence. Unmarked convoys rumbled through their towns in the dead of night. A strict no-fly zone was imposed, and armed soldiers turned away anyone who ventured too close to the cordoned-off forest. The scale of the operation suggested they were recovering something far bigger than a single body. Within hours of the initial footage leaking, the internet erupted. The frenzy spread online like wildfire, a digital pandemic of morbid curiosity. YouTube videos speculating about the Siberian alien gained millions of views overnight. Self-proclaimed experts flooded forums, dissecting every pixel. Compelling, if not entirely factual documentaries declared it the clearest proof of extraterrestrial visitors, presenting the find as the smoking gun humanity had been waiting for. In the halls of academia, however, the reaction was more measured, yet no less intense. Skeptical scientists proposed other theories. Could it be a grotesquely malformed sea creature from an undiscovered species, frozen in ice for millennia? Others whispered of a more sinister origin, a forgotten relic of a clandestine Soviet experiment, a genetic horror story gone wrong and buried in the permafrost. But every theory crumbled under scrutiny. The creature's anatomy defied all known biological laws. Yet none of them could explain the disturbingly human-like proportions of the head, nor the impossibly slender, elongated limbs that made up the alien structure of the body. It was a paradox of flesh and bone that had no place in our world. But the truth has never been revealed. The videos remain on the internet, grainy but unforgettable. The body, whatever it was, vanished into government custody. The villagers still whisper about the night-colored lights danced across the Siberian sky. Some believe the body was just the beginning, that beneath the endless layers of ice, more secrets lie buried, waiting for another thaw, another discovery. And that is why, to this day, Irkutsk is not just known for its brutal winters, but for its mystery, the frozen creature of Siberia, whose origin remains unsolved. The truth remains buried in the ice, waiting,